So I will call the meeting to order now. Now it's 4 o'clock, Tuesday, March 19th. St. Cloud Metropolitan Transit Commission Board. Let the record reflect that all commissioners are here. First time in a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, can make it.
That's too bad for certain.
No, we all, I think each of us, except for you. You're always here. You and Matt are always here.
What else does Rick have to do?
Fix the
Any
streets.
additions or changes to the agenda?
I'd like to add item number 12, will be a couple of marketing highlights. Nate Ramager, he will share with you a couple marketing highlights. That'll be item number 12.
Okay.
Nate Ramager. And that'll be all.
Move to approve as amended. Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. And consent agenda, consisting of items 5 through 8.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? And motion carries. Consent agenda adopted. Open forum. Anyone here? Okay, nobody here for the open forum. General business, item number 9, resolution 2019-01, MnDOT authorizing resolution of calendar year 2019 for fixed route dial ride and commuter bus.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. MnDOT, I'm not sure if you went through the whole memo, so I'm not going to give you the play-by-play on that, but basically, MnDOT has had a significant fund balance, and there was a committee formed, members throughout the state, that determined how best to spend down that fund balance. And it was determined that we would spend it down across the board. Everyone would get a 10% increased payment for operations for 2019 for each one of the different types of operating contracts that we have. So for us, that would be instead of 80%, it would be 90% for both fixed route and North Star Link, and go from 85% to 95% funded for dial ride services just for the calendar year 2019. And so in doing so, we have to have a resolution saying that we are willing to amend those contracts to receive that extra funding.
Shouldn't be hard.
Yeah, right.
I could have thought of better places to put it. Commissioner salaries.
One-time kick there that we get, so.
That's awfully nice.
Yeah, right.
$1.5 million?
Yeah, it equates to about 1.4 million. Now, of that North Star Link, again, because the 4 regional rail authorities pay the local share, then that would be their share of that 10%. So it actually equates to 1.3 million, a little over that. But so what I would recommend is putting that in reserves or an assigned fund balance at the end of the year for future capital. Again, there's some big capital expenditure years, which I kind of explained here, but there's some big ticket items coming up here in the next few years, and that would just help us continue to maintain without killing our tax levy, we'd be able to maintain a much better tax levy amount.
Move to approve.
So that is, I'm just trying to think of where the resolution is. The resolution
That was ahead of it.
for specifically for capital, or just into reserves in general with the recommendation of capital?
So we put it as assigned, so it's not assigned, you can adjust that as necessary.
Okay,
We're just
so I don't want
saying
to
that-
block us into.
No.
And they don't care where you put it.
Right, yeah, so we would just say that it's in a designation, and we're saying, as of our designation, we're gonna assign it to this. Now we can, and every year I bring that forward to you at the end of the year anyway,
Yeah.
saying where we're gonna put what with the balances. And so at the end of 2019, I'll do the same thing. I'll bring it forward. I'll remind you again that we got this extra funding, because obviously we'll come in a good place at the end of the year, right? And so we'll be able to.
I just want to make
adjust that.
sure, from my perspective, just there's more flexibility.
Yeah.
Anything we can do
Which
to
is why
keep
we
the
wouldn't restrict
property
it.
tax levy down in Sauk Rapids should be the highest.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Dave and I are
No,
both
that's why we-
running for mayor.
I knew I wasn't immune today.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we good. That sounds great, though. That's a nice,
Nice surprise.
yeah, very rare.
Yeah.
Rare.
That's for sure.
good.
Christmas.
Well, it's moved and seconded. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. It's adopted, so that's good. Item number 10, Resolution 2019-02, award of the CNG Canopy Project.
And Commissioners, this is actually our second attempt at awarding this project. We went out for competitive bid in 2018 and had a budgeted amount of $200,000. Proposals we received came in considerably higher than that, so we decided not to award at the time. We increased the CIP by $175,000 and went out for competitive bid again. And actually had a great response and actually received proposals considerably lower than what we did the prior year, which was somewhat surprising. But Alliance Construction here in St. Cloud submitted the lowest bid at $240,100, and I'd like you to move to approve that, that we enter into a contract with Alliance to build this canopy.
Motion approved. Second.
Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Awarded the bid. Department updates, operations update.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I will be providing an update today on the fixed route operations for fiscal year 2018. So thank you for having me. So I'm tasked with overseeing the fixed route operations, but I'm also tasked with overseeing the street supervisor agency. And so with that comes the responsibility of investigating preventable accidents, customer service complaints that come in, anything to do with our external customers and their voices. So our preventable accidents were down 13% for fiscal year 2018. Fiscal year was a little bit less than we were down for fiscal year 17, but overall for the last 2 fiscal years, we're down close to 30% on preventable accidents. Many factors go into this. Operator education. Operations has a very close relationship with the training and safety department. We've put up a safety board. We've got different safety communications that go on quite a bit. So pretty close knit relationship with all the different departments in making that happen. Pretty proud of that. Police calls for service are down 15%. We started tracking this late last year because we made some modifications to the transit center that we thought. I worked with the community crime impact team and we made some modifications based on their recommendations to the physical atmosphere. I think I presented on that last time, but we've really started to kind of keep track of those, and our thought is that the less police calls we have down at the transit center, the better it is for everybody else. Substantiated customer service complaints down 12%. Again, that's we were down also the previous year, and so that we attribute to a lot of we've had a lot of trainings with our dispatchers. We've had a lot of trainings with our operators, trainings with our street supervisors, and how to handle those tough situations. We ask them to be the reporter and not the enforcer, and so we try to de-escalate and try to avoid situations. And the whole saying that the passenger is always right, we try to make that the best we can to make that happen. We had our local bus rodeo at St. Cloud State University. We have that down there every year, so you guys are welcome to join this year. I think in the past, Mayor Kleiss has participated. I have my CDL this year, so sign up. And we'll see.
That accident picture, the first one you did, is that Ryan hitting those calls?
That was him.
That's just a great partnership that we have down there. We put this on every
That's
year.
it.
This year, we're actually looking to promote a little bit more participation. I think I've heard some snippets from the training department that some of our operator training activities this year are going to focus on the rodeo, which we hope that by doing that will build some confidence in coming down and participating. June 21st is the date. So from that, our 2 first and second place finishers go and participate in the state rodeo, and then in turn, this year was a little bit different. Most of the time, we'll send first and second to the state rodeo, and then from there, we'll send the first place finisher to the international rodeo. But the international rodeo approached us and asked us if we would be willing to send a participant this year. So we were able to send Mike to participate, and Mike represented Metro Bus well in both aspects. We had the United Way Bus Bowl. So although we didn't do as great as what we hoped to do, we realized that a lot of us need to get in the gym a little bit more, but this is probably the best picture of the whole slide, so we're pretty proud of that picture. So we set this up every year, and it's something that we've found that the operators and employees enjoy participating in. So we had the Minnesota Bus Operator of the Year, Bob Bregelman. He came to and was presented with his award here and took pictures with all of you. This was some tough competition. Bob's been with us for a long time and has had 0 preventable accidents, has qualified for our incentive program each year. We had 2 fixed route operators that qualified every month since we started this program, and Bob's one of them. I also can't remember the last time Bob had a customer service complaint, so pretty awesome. Our employee appreciation events, these are a great opportunity for people to get together and talk about our accomplishments for the year and our goals for the following year. Very well attended. People love the food for sure. Our fixed route base system, so what we did with this was we backed out our contracted service, what we consider to be our contracted service, and our fixed route base system outperformed the national average. North Star Link ridership remains steady, so that's pretty great. You guys, I'm sure, have heard all of the talkings about bringing the train up this way, so I think this is a good conversation. We were able to replace 3 New Flyer CNG buses last year, and that's the more and more we can do that. Nicer buses on the streets, better comfort for our passengers is always a good thing. 2 new MCI buses last year. I'm sure I think I brought that in my previous presentation, but again, more passenger comfort and amenities. Our triennial review was a success. Happy CEO, right? So we had no findings in the operations department, so that was great. Coming attractions for 2019. So you've heard a little bit, I'm sure, about our Connect service. Up and running and doing great. So Doug, I think, is presenting on that here in a couple months. We're getting new operations software, which is much needed. This will allow us to do right now we do all of our bidding, all of our work scheduling, we put all of that together by hand. So it looks like this big chart up on the wall with a bunch of different colored squares, and we go through it, and we have people physically walk through it each time that we do our bid, and that is a pretty lengthy process. So this will allow us to be more efficient and put things together a little bit better. So appreciate the time. Thank you for having me. Any questions? Awesome. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay. Item number 12 then, marketing.
Thanks for having me, commissioners. Just a few things to go over. First, I'd like to introduce our new interim marketing specialist, Rich Toole, down here at the end. Rich brings 14 years of marketing experience, most recently at Golden Plum, and professional photographer, got a lot of other skills, so I'm glad he's with us. We'll get to some of his work in a little bit, but Rich is a good addition to the team. Also just want to mention...
Professional photographer now, are we replacing our other professional photographer?
Oh,
Never replacing. Supplement.
I also just want to make sure we all know that this is the celebrating 50 years of Metro Bus service in the community, right? So July of '69, commission was formed. Service started in October, so we'll be celebrating that this year, and got some big things planned. We'll share more of that with you all as we get there, but I think it'll be a good year to celebrate the service we provide the community, the work of our operators and staff and everybody, so it's exciting, right? Lastly, I wanted to show you all what we were doing last night. This gets to Mayor Kleiss's point about the water tower being lit up. City of St. Cloud lit up the water tower and the
Who'd that
Lincoln
cost?
Monument downtown. Start with this one.
Fair question.
This is at the Lincoln Monument downtown.
Looks a lot different than I remember.
Really nice.
I thought he had a
I thought I
beard.
wanted work for that.
Yeah, that won an award?
Yeah. So telling Sock Rapids are just ganging that up on you right now.
There you go.
We'll keep you out of this.
That's right.
Oh, they got rid of the Smiley Water Tower.
Yeah, that's right. Nobody's smiling at Way Park anymore.
There we go. Got a couple dial ride buses come through, so we get to see all the activity that goes on down there, and that was pretty cool collage of the light display down there. We appreciate that.
Works out great when you have the same color as St. Cloud State does. We already had it programmed in. That was helpful.
And this is the one I was referring to that we took last night.
Who took that photo? See, look at us, already paid off.
I had some help.
That's
Dave, Ryan, and Nate were with, we all
Yeah,
worked on it
and-
together.
That's a
And
cool
city
photo.
employees were very helpful with that, getting it all set up for us, so really proud of that. We're gonna use that a lot to showcase our fleet and our service, our cooperation with St. Cloud, of course, the other cities.
Yeah, that's not a very busy road
Yeah,
there.
maybe we could screenshot in the other water towers.
It's the only road with no holes.
Yeah, the only place there's not a pothole in town. That was hard to find.
I think the Schwann's guy used it more than anybody.
You know, I gone by a couple times, so. Yeah, it was really cool. It looked great, and I think we did a good job capturing it, so
Yeah.
appreciate that, Mayor
Yeah,
Kleis.
that's really cool. Yeah.
Yep, we shared it on social media, and people like it already, so good stuff. That's what I got.
Is that gonna be in your calendar next week?
You know, yeah, because I was admonished for not having a bus in the last calendar. So there'll be a Metro bus, yeah, you'll sell one. A little winter there, maybe November.
That'd be a bus at your side of me in there somewhere.
I was just gonna say, why
Oh,
is
no,
your
my
bus in
bus is
there?
No. No, that's just parked over at Wake Park. It just-
I think we could redo that picture tonight.
No, it's coming out in spring. No, that's really good. Yeah, any other? Well then, is there a motion to
We'll do adjourn.
adjourn?
Second.
Second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye.
Opposed?